Hey everyone, and welcome to week 4 of my June plan with me. And this will be actually the final week of the month that I've worked on. And I still had some of that extra painted on paper that I had, so I decided to use it. I grabbed it and I measured out how I wanted to put it on the paper. And I just stuck 2 sheets on it, one on each side, kind of as like halfway borders, I guess, or really just space fillers. That's what I did on here instead of drawing more moons. Well, I did draw moons on this, but I mean, trying to find something to fill a space, and I didn't want my boxes as big as I had them last week. And the right side is shorter because I have the calendar on the top left hand side of the right side of the paper, right where I'm drawing it right now, as you can see. And then I continue the rounded corners that I had last week for this week. So I'm drawing out each day of the week as kind of like partially and not closing off the corners until the very end. Kind of wonky looking with the extremely straight lines and then my little curves, but I think it turned out looking really good in the end. I made sure to leave a 2 space gap in between each day, and both sides of the page don't line up equally. I wanted it a little offset because my notes section on my left hand side of the page is going to be a smaller portion than a full week, but it'll be a little bit longer. I just finish up this side of the page, and just like last week, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted, but I wasn't 100% positive. I knew I wanted horizontal boxes again this week, as I had 2 vertical boxes in this month, so I wanted this last week to be horizontal as well. And that's kind of pretty much it. And then like the watercolor paper was like a last minute idea. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with that. And then this side is 3 days and the other side is 4 days. So yeah, I think it turned out really good. I just threw stuff on the page until I liked the way it did. I was really debating on whether or not I wanted to have lines on it again like I had the week before. But I figured let's make it a little bit different and not exactly the same, so I didn't add it. I didn't add lines. So this is me working on the monthly calendar that we have here. So I use the same color scheme that I use throughout the whole month, and I use the blue midliner and the yellow super tip, Crayola super tip. This is me shoving that little note section in the very end. The note section I did put lines in. I feel like if I don't have lines on all of it, at least to break up the blank space on the page, I'll add a little notebook looking kind of section on here for notes. I don't know. I figured it looked good. And I color the little circles on that. I color them gold. So I use my Tombow Fudenoske brush tip to write June 2019 on here. And then I go through and I grab one of my Sakura Micron pens and I write the days of the week on the side of each day because I kind of forgot that I was gonna do it at the top, but I was like, oh well, I'll just put it on the side. It'll look just as good. I think there's enough room. So there's like one space in between, and maybe a little bit less on the right side of the paper, but it got it to fit. And so I put the day of the week on there, and I think I used a size 8 is the pen size I used on that. Filled in the monthly calendar at the top. I really do like having those on each one of my weekly spreads because it helps me determine where I'm at in the week and what, like, if I lose sight of what it looks like on the calendar, or if I need to like glance ahead and see, then it's already right there at the top and I don't have to flip pages. Really simple. I mean, I go through now throughout this whole page and I want to add a little decoration, so the moons come in. And I use this stencil and I use all the various sizes and I just fill in every single one of these little empty spaces with a bunch of moons, little moons, and I kind of hide some of them behind the weekdays to look like the moons are the background and these days of the weeks are just sitting on top of them. Turned out like a really good effect on here. I did do this theme on one of my spreads earlier in the month and I decided to carry it over. I used it on I think my mood tracker is what I used it on. No, my habit tracker. I used it on my habit tracker and I just felt like it would look good on this page as well. Because when I was doing it on the habit tracker, I was thinking this would look really good on one of my week spreads. This last week came up and it hit me that that's what I should use as I was doing this. So I am just filling in all of these little circles and trying to make sure that I don't draw over the boxes. So I'll kind of stop a little bit beforehand and then I'll just fill in the space manually so I don't go overzealous with it. And after I finish, I put 4 little moons at the very bottom. Then I go through all of my colors and I start filling them in. I had picked out all of my Tombow Dual Brush pen colors. Didn't use them at all in this whole entire spread, other than last week whenever I did the little light blue on the days. So I was like, well, I'll just color in these moons with this color. I mean, I pulled them, so I might as well go ahead and go through and do that. So I just fill all these in, and the reason why it seems like this video is a little bit longer than what you would think after I finish this, I have included a bonus video on this spread. It is my theme idea for next month. I had already filled out the blank page or the layout of the blank page of what I wanted. So I will go through and I'll go through and write them out so that you can see where my mind is at for next month. And that video is actually going to come out tomorrow. So keep a lookout. My July monthly video will be out tomorrow, hopefully. Praying. I'm so late on everything right now. I've been caught up doing a whole bunch of stuff and time just every day I'm like, okay, I'll do this voiceover and I just don't do it. I just don't do it. So I'm forcing myself to sit down because tomorrow is the deadline that I set myself for July and I'm going to do it. So I'll do the voiceover tomorrow probably. That's pretty much it for this entire month of June. That's the last spread. I did not do a flip through. If you check out my Instagram and you see the link is in the description box below. Also, the little tag popped up in the beginning of this video. Definitely take a look at my Instagram. You'll see all of the pictures from this month. So just writing notes on here and that's pretty much it. So let's just go ahead and jump into next week. So this is my July theme here and I have decided on 6 Tombow Dual Brush Pens, 6 Crayola Super Tips, a fine liner, 2 gel pens, a midliner. That's my main layout of what I really want to use, and if I need to add more, I guess I should start making space on these layouts in case I need to add more colors. I am using actually 7 of my Tombow Dual Brush Pens. I'm using a more bright orange as well. You know, it turns out real good. And my theme for July is actually going to be mason jars and candles. I don't know, I felt like it was a really good July theme because 4th of July is coming up and you go out to the beach or it's just a very summery feel. And I end up drawing succulents all over next month as well. So I picked out all of my colors that I want, and I went on the internet and I found a color palette that I thought would look really good. The main color is orange, and the other colors are kind of complementing colors with it, even though the green is like overbearing. But I make sure that I make the orange stand out a little bit more so that you can't be surprised that orange is, you know what the main color is. So I'm just filling in all the new spreads I wanted to add, and there are 4 of those spreads. It's bill list, saving, nail polish, and hair care. I don't know how much I'm going to use these for. We'll see. I probably won't use the bill list and the savings, but I wanted to try and incorporate it into this book. Nail polish, every week I change my nail color, so I figured it was a good idea to maybe plan that out. And hair care, my hair, it's an adventure to do, and it's a full day's activity. So I decided to add that hair care item. I'm filling in all the colors that I want to use for July, and I use this, I think it's an asparagus green. And then this 177 blue is like a dark jade. I use this plum, this dark plum color. It's my favorite purple color on here. I use a tan color. It's like a light sand, I think is what it's called. It's the 990. And then my orange colors, I use the 995 or is it the 995? I don't think it's the 995. I think I use 991 is what it's supposed to be. 991 and 993 are the 2 colors. And then I use up 933 as my extra added color. This is me matching my Tombow Fudenoske colors as much as I can or as close as I can with the Crayola Super Tips. I got pretty close. The purple is a little bit too light. The tan is like spot on. One of the oranges maybe a little bit too sandy color, a little bit too much brown in it, but or too bright. Close enough. I'm happy with it. Happy with the selection. Then I have this orange fine liner, and then I pick out 2 gel pens. One is kind of sparkly, one is more of a base orange. And that's the base orange, and this is the sparkly one that I'm using. It actually kind of comes out like a yellowy sparkly. It looks like one of the lighter color of the Tombow Dual Brush Pen. Then I have my 2 midliners. One is a little bit neon, the other one is more a warm tone. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.